Hello and welcome to the fucking. Hello and welcome to the Equation Studios podcast, where we talk about some shit that no one cares about. I'm your host North, and the other host.
I'm Neddy. Hi.
This episode we're gonna talk about Greg's Christmas.
Yeah,
Fuck.
about Greg's Christmas development. So we should begin. Where do we start?
I guess we start at how we thought of Greg's Christmas.
Yeah,
So.
I think it was my idea, so I can start.
mm,
So I first wanted to make Greg's Halloween, but we really ran short on time. We actually tried developing it, but we didn't have good ideas, so ended up being really bad, and we just gave up
It
in the
was like
first 10 minutes, didn't
it
we?
was called Greg's Nightmare, and the premise, if I recall correctly, the premise was that Greg would be. It was like the same thing as Hobo Life, like the same like maps. You would start in in City One, and then you'd continue, but it was supposed to be like liminal space, because we
Yeah, yeah,
thought that was scary. And then you'd meet some dude, and something would happen, and that was basically the plot.
yeah, but we didn't go further than that. I actually had an idea. I wanted the player to enter the city through another way, but yeah, that was it. So we just stopped the development after 10 minutes, and I think after a week, I was I don't remember fully how I got the idea. I was just sitting, and I was imagining Christmas vibes or some shit, and I was like, wait, Greg's Christmas or something like that. We could do that. And I think
Yeah.
I told North, I'm like, North, we're making this, and he's like, okay, and we started. So
we we thought that we would get done with a lot, because instead of 1 month to develop, we had 2 months.
I think
So
4 or 3.
not 4. We started in like October,
I don't remember
and
fully,
yeah, fuck it. We
but
started in October, and we had from there like it was like in the middle of October or something. So we had like 2.5 months to develop of a mod. And it was we didn't call it a mod at first. We called it a bonus map, because that's
yeah,
what it is. It's a bonus map. We didn't consider it to be its own mod, but then we realized if we put out a mod with just nothing in it, and it's like one like the main storyline and like 2 side quests, no one would play it, and we would get fucking killed. So we decided to do something about that, and we decided to make the use of that time and try to fit as much content as we could in there before we ran out of time.
yeah, and in the future, you'll see why that became a problem. We'll explain it later.
Um, we'll
But
explain later. Yeah. So the the first sh- the first week of development was spent figuring out how we could flesh out the world a bit more, and we had an idea of a money system, a currency system. So you'd get a job, you'd complete that job, you'd get money, and you could spend that money on whatever you wanted around like stores around the map. So we started looking for places to put stores, and the first one that obviously came to mind was Nova Prospect.
yeah, because the song
Now,
was there originally. And
so
actually, wait. This idea was actually from Hobo Life 2, because at that time we were actually making Hobo Life 2, and
yeah,
we had all of
at
those ideas for that.
at the time we were developing Hobo Life 2, we were working on the map, we were working on the storyline, the features we had planned, and we started doing, design drafts. But once we started developing Greg's Christmas, the development started shifting more away from Hobo Life 2.
I mean, not fully. It was at first either it's me or you working on different projects, and it worked fine because we didn't get burnt out. But later we ran short on time, and we had to only make Greg's Christmas because the time was just fucking
Yeah,
yeah.
we were switching between projects. Like you did Greg's Christmas, I did Hobo Life 2, then we switched. But anyway, so the obviously Nova Prospect was a good starting point because that was the only shop in the map. And in the original Hobo Life, he says that all ammo was free for our new customers, and he didn't sell any guns. And there was a cabinet on the wall with guns,
And you couldn't break
which
it,
was
and people
which was
wanted to break it.
it was just there for decoration. By the way, we
Yeah,
didn't think that people would try to break it, but whatever. So
yeah.
we decided, first things first, we needed to start with a job. So we just quickly thought up of something like a job that he would give you, and we just thought up of something. We needed new areas for Greg's Christmas, so we thought the perfect excuse would make a new area behind XCCR where a gang would hide out. And the Nova Prospect guy would say, "Hey, go behind here and then kill them, and I'll give you money." That was the original concept. It was just supposed to be something quick that you could get money for, and that we could test shit out with. We later added a debug trigger that just gave you a bunch of cash, but for now that worked. So
Yeah. What did we do
then,
next after that?
after that, we decided to start working on adding, like, like to spend the money on.
Oh yeah,
So
the shop
here,
system,
so,
PTSD.
so here's basically how the money system works. You start with like there. So in the map or in the game, there's this little thing that tracks how much money you have. It's a little thing that can just count up or count down, and can
Dude, just say
perform math.
logic relay. People
Yeah,
who
or
will
no.
watch this, they're probably mappers anyways.
Yeah, yeah. Who
So
cares? But
like you don't need to
so
explain.
yeah, so yeah, it's a math counter. It can do math. So whenever you did a job, it would add. If you got $100, it would add 100 to the math counter. What a surprise! And that would be your wallet of sorts. So that was the wallet taken care of. Now we needed a way for the game to know if you'd spend that money, if you had spent that money. So we did this system. The first one was you had two wallets. One would track in increments of 100, and the other would track in increments of 50. And then
Stupid idea.
somehow it would work together. You see, it would work together. But we decided that was the fucking shittest
We
idea.
still used it and it worked for like not for long. Because
It didn't
first we
work.
didn't have like much things to buy. Like all you could buy was like one weapon because there was only one job. Later we
And
tested that system with like $200 and it fucking broke completely.
so we decided to just redo the system and just have one centralized money system. You could probably throw up on the screen if you want to do that, Nettie. You can throw up some of the design documents we did.
We
It's
don't have
just
any.
MS Paint.
It's
It's
just
just
that,
MS Paint.
dude, that one was outdated. That's like the first system we made. So I'm not even going to show you them because it's fucking
Yeah,
broken.
whatever. It's whatever. But we spent around 2 weeks, 2 weeks of like development time trying to get that stuff to work.
Well, not only like when you did that,
We
like I
yeah
later
we
would like detail the map and shit, add the snow, but the snow was just sad. For some reason, I
the
still didn't know how to use displacements. I
displacement.
don't know
Yeah,
how
so
the hell.
you used power of four, which for anyone listening, you should never do because
Yeah.
compiling the map would kill everything, and it would just be a
I mean,
pain
it
to work with,
worked for the most part,
quote
but yeah, I later
quote
fixed it,
unquote.
I think.
Yeah,
Probably not
yeah,
fully, but you know. And
yeah.
decorating the map was another thing. And while developing the entire mod, we ran into issues like, oh, oh, North, you like didn't want to make any quests because we didn't have any of the voice lines. And like, we started fucking arguing. I'm like, dude, fucking do something. And you're like, nah, man, we don't have any voice lines. And like,
I think
issues
my
started to
phil-
rise.
yeah, the stress was very on because the our main voice actor, Brutal Seals, He is the one guy that we needed to get voice acting done for because he's the brick guy, and the entire mod is based around him. And if we
Yeah.
didn't have him, we couldn't do anything with the mod. And I was starting to worry that if we didn't get the voice lines done in time, or like he didn't do it, like we wouldn't have like a mod to show for
Yeah,
Christmas that
we
we
had
have.
ideas like fucking. I had the idea to like force North to do the voice lines. I know the mod would have been scuffed as hell because North as a voice actor, I mean, he's better than me, but like, it just doesn't fucking fit. That's all I'm gonna say.
Fucking
Like,
like people know Brick Guy from the original game.
not all of them.
Not everyone, but like he's this fucking deranged crackhead, and I don't think it would make sense for him to go from like, can you do something for me, and to like, hey guys, can you go do something for me?
I mean,
Like
we've
something like that.
I had like ideas like instead of the brig guy, switch you with the crackhead guy. You know the hey
Fuck.
man, wanna be alive? Do the voice line.
Hey man, wanna feel alive?
Yeah, so
I don't
like
think that
we
would
wanted
fit.
to replace that and make the brig guy owner of this crackhead store. Like, so he's like the brig guy is like
So
selling stuff. That was like the
basically,
worst. I like if we couldn't get the voice acting, that's what would have happened. But thank God we did.
TLDR, we couldn't get anything done for a full month because Brutal was he couldn't do the voice acting. And at the end of November, we finally got him to do it, and he finally had time. So we that was the only time we had, like, then, like when we got the voice lines, that's when we could start developing because then we had everything we needed. We had all of the voice lines.
I
Um,
kind of disagree with you. Like, we could have
we didn't have
worked on like side stuff and everything, because everything was
yeah
planned. We had the script and everything, but like, I don't know why, but when like you don't have the main things, for some reason you don't want to do the side things. I don't know why did we feel like that? Because like for example, we could have decorated the map, like optimized it, but we did that like
yeah.
at the end. Like that nice snow we have like with displacements on the road. That shit was added like last minute, like last
When
like
like that
yeah.
like the roads are a major step up from Hobo Life.
Yeah.
Those were made in like the last week of development.
Yeah. It's like
um
uh I was like the map with the old snow, like the one I had made, I just replaced the main road with like snow texture. It looked horrific. You used to slide on everything and like
because the snow
thank
texture
God
in
we changed it.
Half-Life 2, the snow texture in Half-Life 2 has a property of ice which makes you slide around. So for half the game you would just be sliding around the entire city.
Yeah, and the playtesters like said like, oh, it's so say I'm like sliding everywhere. It's not cool. Like no one like that. So like
It didn't.
thank God we fixed that.
Anyway, let's get back on track. So by then we had 1 month to do everything. But like thankfully in the first two like in the first week we managed to get like 3 of the 4 main quests done. And like that's really good. That's really good. Um
Yeah.
we didn't have the ending done, but like who the fuck cares? We had a lot of shit done already.
It started to feel like we're finally making progress because, like, for the first month, we felt like nothing was happening. We felt
Nothing was happening and
demotivated. It was
it was
bad.
we weren't motivated at all to do anything. We didn't have shit done. The script was like barely even like fucking going anywhere.
Yeah, the
It was
script
it
was a
was not.
mess. We needed
It
more
was
NPCs and like we added those. I mean, we didn't add them last minute. They were like in between, like adding other NPCs.
yeah.
Uh, what else happened?
But like I think we should now talk about
Wait, I want to say
plate.
one thing before that.
Yeah.
Okay. We had a lot of issues regarding like showing where the player should go. So the original idea to like how to show where to go, we wanted to like make that if you like press E on the billboard, it will like show you a way. Like for example, in Stanley Parable, you know the adventure line, something like that, but it would be made using like ENV sprites or something, but that didn't work at all. We couldn't like disable ENV sprites and stuff.
To the wider audience, if you ever played GTA 5, you know the waypoints on the map? That was kind of what we had in mind.
Yeah, at
Like
one
just a huge
dude,
line that would show you where to go.
one like at one time we had like this idea to add a minimap using VScript or
That
something.
would never work. That would never work.
Yeah, but like we scrapped that instantly. But like
Because that would require coding, and we don't know how to code.
yeah, and like making the main quest, it had a lot of issues. Like showing where to go was the biggest issue. We thought it was going to be easy, but then we like decided to use cameras, and that worked pretty well. There were of course other issues, but like who cares about them? Another thing, the fucking skip main quest. That thing barely works. I don't know. Oh my!
Even
Yeah.
in the last week of playtesting, we were so fucking like trying to get the skip main quest triggers. It would constantly break, and you'd keep having to like fix it, because it would always go like fucking. It would never work. The cameras didn't get killed and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And
like imagine you skip the cutscene, you walk to do the quest, and the fucking camera starts showing where to go. Like that's just not something you want. And the main reason we added the skip quest just so like the players don't walk out and like have the big guy still talking. So that
and
was the
also
main thing.
because we don't like it, we want the player to like if they've already played the mod,
Yeah, so they
like
can skip.
we just want them to not have to sit through like where there's a part where Brick Guy gives a shit ton of exposition, and I timed it. It's around a minute long.
Yeah.
I don't think you'd want to sit through another fucking minute of exposition again. So you know.
Yeah, actually,
decided
the
to
main
have
reason we added it is just to like playtest it easier.
Yeah, and then it just became a mechanic.
Yeah, and making it like there was one bad thing. Like for example, the entire like main quest was made by North, right? And like the skip system was made by me, and like I did not know how the hell he made the like main system, so like I had to adapt it to my like skipping system, and it was tragic. I didn't know where anything was. I skipped the wrong things, I killed the wrong things, and just yeah, me and North argued a lot about that because I got mad at him. Like I'm like, dude, why don't you do this? But like, yeah, it was tragic. But at the end, it worked, and I'm glad it worked.
Yeah,
It's a good feature.
It's a good feature. But
And
what were we talking about? Oh yeah, we were talking about showing the player where to go. So.
yeah, I mean, I told like how and like at the end we just decided to show like with the cameras where to go, and that's it.
In my opinion, like it kind of defeated what I wanted from the like skipping, because like what I wanted was like to show the player where to go was to like kind of like a GTA 3 style thing. Like you give them directions,
yeah.
and give them complete freedom to do whatever they want.
But now
But
we
I
didn't
think we
do that.
realized that we pushed too hard on the just tell them where to go, because in the original Hobo Life, people barely knew where to go. So, like, people didn't know shit. So, I'm glad we fixed that with Greg's Christmas. Okay, anyway, talking about the development a bit more. So, playtesting. First week of playtesting.
Yeah, I wanted to say something else, but I forgot. Oh, wait, before playtesting, let's say like we wanted to add way more stuff to Hobo Life. Like way more. Hobo Life Greg's Christmas. Like
okay, so here's
what did we have planned?
We had plans for like what did we have plans for? Didn't we have plans for like
We had like events and stuff. You wrote them.
So the random events we had planned included like crackheads running up to rob you, people fighting in the streets, random objects being thrown out windows, sounds coming from buildings, people like talking and shit. We have one like conversation system in the final release.
Yeah,
It's just us. We had to record 3 different conversations about an in-game topic.
yeah, we just like chose a random topic and we just started recording and we talked random stuff.
they're all first take, and I think in one you can almost hear me break from laughter when Neddy said, "I sleep on the ceiling."
I'm like, yeah, I sleep on the ceiling, and this
You
man
could,
stole my crack.
I, I was trying so hard not to laugh.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
Um.
but in the end, because of A, time limits, and B, engine limitations, which we will get to later, we really couldn't afford to put any of it in there, and it still pisses me the fuck off because we couldn't get anything we wanted to go like in the mod itself,
Yeah.
which would have made it much better.
I mean, for events, we did add like that guy jumping off the roof. He doesn't die, by the way. He says whoops, so like he's not killing himself. He just slipped. So yeah, people probably thought he like kills himself. And another thing, that exploding car. Yeah, that's like an event, but that's pretty small. Well, I mean, it still adds something to the
It's
mod.
scripted. It's not random. It's completely
It's still,
scripted. But
yeah, no shit. And
so
I
what
think that's
else?
it
What
for
else?
like the main stuff. Let's talk about playtesting.
Who fuck? So the first playtester was our friend, our just our normal friend. Usually for playtesting we just go with him because he's the dude we can like afford to playtest with the most because
Yeah.
he's always available and we just needed to know quick. We didn't expect much to happen, him not to discover anything. Um, for playtesting, Neri and I have a big list. Like I have
We
sticky
write a
notes,
list. Like we
and
take out a
we just
notepad.
yeah we just write dot points um like bug, and then another bug under that.
Or like what to improve.
Yeah. On our first playtesting session, we managed to fill up the list with like 18 bugs. So that should really say something about how fucking demoralizing that was.
Yeah, and like
Because
the playtester, when we told him that like we wrote like 18 thing, he was like, wait, what? He like
he
didn't even know why.
after playtesting, we said, okay, we have like 18 points on our list, and he said, what? How? I thought it was good. And
Yeah.
when I asked him about like, oh, how did you feel playing the mod? He said like, oh, it was good. I didn't really experience anything like bad or glitches. I just thought it was kind of, it kind of needs something more. And we were like, what?
Yeah.
So yeah,
And that was the main problem at first. People are like, they expected more like from us. Because like, in last Hobo Life, we did a lot. But I mean, we developed it for like 6 months. So it's kind of understandable. And this
it,
one was like
it's
one and a
it's
half
a
month. Because we didn't really work that
we had
much.
a development window of like, realistically, our development time was something around like 1.5 months, yeah. And for Hobo Life, we developed it for like 6 months in a row.
Yeah. And yeah,
I think it's also
yeah.
worth to mention, under the entirety of the development of Greg's Christmas, we were working in complete crunch time and stress.
Yeah, like
All we could think about was Greg's Christmas, Greg's Christmas. I need to work on it. We need to work on it. Because if we didn't, we were so fucked. Because
yeah,
we had
for me,
already
like, dude,
promised people.
when I came back from school, every day I just go on my PC and map. Like, I go on my PC, I launch Hammer, I launch music, I just fucking map 24/7. Not 24/7, but like every day, nonstop. I was getting so burnt out. I mean, for the first like 2 weeks, I wasn't burnt out. I don't know why. Maybe I got used to it from like Hobo Life. But like, yeah. And then, thank God I got sick like the last week before like the
You got
release.
you got you got really sick, and you had to stay home. So you
Yeah.
had an entire week worth of development time.
Yeah, so like my schedule
And
was I wake up, I map, I sleep. That was my entire schedule. I was
I
fucking
had
dead by the end of it.
that week and the previous week, I had tests to study too.
Yeah, so you couldn't do
I'll get into
anything.
that later. We'll get into that later.
Yeah, let's continue with playtesting. So with
So
playtesting, like every playtester, some things. For example, one playtester only actually said like, holy shit, the like buying system is really cool, the money system, which is nice.
No
And
one
like,
commented on that, so
yeah, like,
good to know we spent all that effort for nothing.
yeah, and then like the last playtester, like the last like main playtester we had, he was like he found so many things, and the release was like in 1 to 2 weeks. So like we were like fucked. We got like 25 things on our list to fix and like improve. We were panicking, like really. Like he managed to break the police system. Not sure if the with the shop system, but like guys how like there's press E to start a new quest or like start a new mission to talk to the brigade to start a new mission. That shit kept popping up for some reason. Everything was broken, and it used to say like you're wanted. You're no, I mean you're no longer
You're no
wanted.
longer wanted, and
Yeah,
talk to Brick Guy to start the new quest.
yeah, and like they kept like fucking repeating, and they got faster and faster for some reason. And by
They
the end,
started getting more and more aggressive.
yeah,
So it was very scary
yeah,
because
and
we
the
thought the entire
ending.
system had broke.
For one playtester, I was playtesting with him, and like for him, the ending broke, and he was like, "What the fuck was that ending?" Like how like Briga walks into that room, and for him, something glitched out, and it just fucking ended. He was like, "What?" So like, yeah, it wasn't great. And by the way, the way Bear Guy walks out of the warehouse, like when he's like, "Yeah, fuck yeah, we got a crack," and like I'm out. He walks
never
like in
walks out.
backwards. That's a bug we couldn't fix. So
let me talk about the ending real quick. I wanna
Oh, yeah.
preface this by saying it was not intended to be like that.
Yeah,
In the original thing, I was planning to have this epic boss fight with Lucas. He would have like 500 to 1,000 health. He would shoot him like exploding barrels. Like gang members would come in rushing in, and you would have this amazing battle with him. But in the first playtesting I did, I walked in. I let the cutscene play out, and right after the cutscene plays, they're both set to kill each other. Brick Guy literally just fucking shot him and just walked to the ending room. And I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck? So
yeah,
we just decided to make that the ending instead.
yeah. So like we made it scripted because back then it wasn't scripted. He actually had to kill him. Now it's just scripted, so it doesn't cause any bugs. But yeah, that's how the ending became that. And it's pretty funny. People like
It's-
always mentally prepare for the fight, and then there's no fucking fight.
And then like I found it really funny to like make the ending that instead, because the entire game you're preparing, like if you think about it, you're preparing the entire mod for that boss fight.
Yeah,
Because you're gathering intel on where he is, weapons, preparing for stuff, and you do all of that, and you're mentally preparing yourself. You're shooting down, you're taking on the gangs, you're doing progress, and then in the end, you feel like you're about to get the winning shot on Lucas. You're about to shoot him, but then Brick Guy just fucking pulls out his revolver and just shoots him in the head.
oh my
It's
god.
so funny.
I mean, at least Greg like did the job to find where Lucas is, and Greg just fucking shot him because he wants crack. I mean, dude, we showed how like real life fights would happen if it was like real life. He would just fucking shoot
Yeah.
and that's it.
I think now we should talk about how the rest of the development time went. So by this point,
Yeah.
if you're wondering where the fuck we are in the timeline, we're about 2 weeks away from planned release. We were planning to release it a bit, like we set the maximum deadline to 24th of December, because in Sweden that's where you celebrate Christmas. But we were hoping to get it done a tiny bit before that.
Like
So people
at least
so
a
people
week,
had
like a week earlier, so it's like not like
so
on
people
Christmas.
had time.
'Cause
Yeah,
who
so
the
people
hell
had
plays
time
on their
to play
PC on
it.
Christmas? Wait, that was me.
So people had time to play the mod
Yeah.
before Christmas instead of like after Christmas. We were so stressed out,
Yeah.
especially me, because I had like that week I had like 4 tests I had to study to, and we had to do a couple of quests still. Like we still hadn't done one of the quests. Basically, we didn't have any other voice actors on standby, like, and to have a voice actor say like I can't do that, like
At the last
it wasn't
minute.
like at the last minute as well. It was so stressful, and for like Niddy said, like, oh, he can't do it, he can't do it. I already talked, he can't do it, and that fucked me up. That fucked me up so
Yeah,
much. I had a mental breakdown because I was so fucking stressed out that we weren't able, like, we
yeah,
weren't gonna be able
but
to do
like,
it.
well, after what we did when we like found out that like some of our voice actors can't just do it due to like their personal problems, we just went on Discord and just fucking spammed like, "Hey guys,
We
does
we we
anyone
had
want to voice act?"
we we had a couple voice actors that were just completely. I think, yeah, we took a page out of Hobo Life, the originals book, because we were just going on Discord and saying, "Hey, can someone voice act for us?"
Yeah, and that's how we
And
got the
eventually,
later voice actors.
our friend had to stand in for the a voice actor at the very last minute. Yeah,
Yeah.
it wasn't fun at all. But,
Another thing with voice acting, I would recommend get it as early as possible because if you have a time limit and you need voice actors, it's stressful as hell. Because like if you voice act it yourself, it's gonna suck. Like it will.
like you can't voice act for how many characters did we even have in Hobo Life? We had like around like fucking. It had to be like
Around
fucking
18, if I'm not
yeah,
wrong.
around 18
Maybe
people.
less.
You can't get two people to voice act 18 characters.
Well,
That's
we
not gonna
kinda
work.
did that. Like for
We
example,
kind
I
of did.
voice acted like 6 characters, you did like 6 too, and like other voice actors did like
Hey
2 or
man,
3. But like they changed their voices so it didn't sound like that, thank God. But like, people couldn't tell.
dude.
Actually,
Okay, well,
Brutal Seal.
fuck
Ooh,
it.
I want to say something. Brutal Seals, unlike the original Hobo Life, he managed to change his voice everywhere so much. Like you can't tell it's the same person. Like everyone I shows it to, I'm like, yeah, this is Brig Guy, and they're like, wait, what the fuck?
I remember telling you about the guy outside change sitting on the bench.
Yeah,
I said, yeah, this is Brutal Seals, and you said no, it's not. Okay,
yeah. Let's get back on
so
track.
so let's get back on track. So in that week, it was so frustrating because I couldn't work on Hobo Life. I had to study, otherwise I would be completely fucked.
Well, for me, you know what I did? I just gave up on studying and worked on Hobo Life. I
That's
fucked
the
up my
saddest.
grades. I
That's
fucked
the
up my
saddest
grades.
shit ever.
Near the release, let's say that like we finished everything. We managed to fix most of the bugs. There were still a few bugs. I know like some game breaking bugs right now, but like I'm just not telling anyone. Actually, I did tell some people on Discord, but like no one cares now. But like yeah,
We
uh,
managed to cram so much content in just the last week of development
oh yeah, wait.
because
Want to say something? Like last week before releasing, we reached the entity limit, like for real, and our map didn't launch.
we hit that. We fucking smashed it. We managed to reach 183%, and usually you can
Actually,
go above 100.
188.
No, it was 183. I can remember it.
No,
But
no,
like,
no, it was 88, but then I optimized it to 83, and the map launched, but like it was buggy as hell. Nothing like worked.
so yeah, like everything was fucked, and by then, like when that happened, we were laughing it off at first, but then we were like, oh fuck, we're not gonna be able to make the mod now. So we were so desperate. We asked our friend, who's like a programmer, to try to increase the entity limit of source, just so
Yeah.
we could like get shit in there. And man, whilst I was talking to him, Niddy was frantically going around the map, deleting shit and like optimizing everything he could, just fucking like doing anything he could.
But like I
Just
managed to
make
bring it down by a lot, by like 160 or some shit.
you yeah, down to 160, and you made shit prop static, you deleted unnecessary shit, and like when you're under that kind of stress, you can get a lot of stuff done. It's not gonna
Yeah.
feel good because you're gonna be fucking panicking. You want to do anything to get yourself under that limit, just to just to fix a bug or something. But
Yeah, and like another thing, like that friend, he tried. He like I thought he's gonna be able to do it. Like he was confident in it, and like an hour passed, and he's like, "Guys, it's hard coded in Half-Life 2.exe." We were like, "Fuck."
when I saw that, my
You
heart
fucking
sank.
started like panicking. I'm like, "No, man, it's fine. We'll figure something out." And
And in the end, we had to make the decision to split the ending maps into two different maps
and
because
you would think
yeah
that's like a great idea, but like it's like we had an idea that like when you finish Hobo Life, you could see what you did in the map, like all the people you killed. Now we
yeah
couldn't
all
do
the
that.
people you killed, all the people you killed, all of the destruction you did, and like it would give you the sensation that I did this, I
Yeah,
did this, or like I didn't kill anyone, or I killed everyone in the city and I got away with it, and or like something like
yeah,
that. But we couldn't fucking do that, and you can't carry over that kind of data over to another map. It's just not possible.
yeah.
So we had to sacrifice that, which kind of sucks. But
Sadly,
whatever.
well, I mean, it gave us like 20% or like 30% of the entity limit, so we were like with 160, if I'm sure. So that was like a lot. The limit is like 180, let's say. So we were
Yeah.
good. And another thing actually happened in that time. Like I was optimizing, like moving the maps to another map and so on, so on. And like what I noticed with Hobo Life is that it started crashing like a lot. And I didn't actually figure that out until this day. So for sometimes it still crashes to people. And I'm really sorry for that. It's just entity limits. We can't do anything about it.
It's source. We're not engine programmers. We're level designers. We don't know
Yeah.
how to fix that. We don't have access to the source engine source code.
We do
We
low key,
like
but not the Half-Life 2 exe. I'm not sure how it works, but yeah. Let's continue to the things that we know. What then? The release day. Oh, I should say that because I was doing all the stuff, kinda. That was tragic. For example, the maps were not optimized at all. Like nothing was grouped. I don't know why. We were just on the rush. We couldn't do it. So like I had to group everything, change the light map scale, or how is it called? I don't remember. And like it was pain. And another thing, at that time I already like made a Gmod board, so I had to do the fucking changes 2 times. So like if I change something, I have to redo it on the Gmod version too. That was not very smart, but it is how it is. And
have we talked about everything in the development that we want to talk about now?
I mean, if you have any other ideas.
No, but let's talk about the aftermath.
No, the release note, we haven't
Oh,
finished.
the
The
release.
stress we had, there were a lot of things. For example, the compiling maps broke. Like I tried compiling on full, it didn't do that. Like it just didn't want to do that.
Keep in mind, this was release day.
Yeah,
So everything on the date of the release was like, we had to, like, any bugs we were forced to leave behind, and we had to compile on that day. We had
I
to
fixed a
package
few.
it.
Like I tried my hardest, but I still
Yeah.
left a few. For example, actually, I'm not even gonna say the bugs. They're just
Fuck.
bad. But
Fuck
in
them.
short, you can break the police system, you can break the money system. There's the where you like meet the shady guy, he doesn't teleport you to Neddy's map too, and yeah, there's more bugs like that.
If you wanna try to break Greg's Christmas, you definitely can. We're
Yeah,
gonna get honest here.
yeah,
But
you will. And
releasing it was.
I
Well,
released
yeah.
it. Like we released it, we got all the everything though, like descriptions. We released it, and
So
fucking ModDB broke on that day. No one could download it
let me talk about how we felt during the release of Hobo Life.
after
We
release.
felt we felt relief. Okay, we felt
I felt
so
actually
good.
bad. I don't know. It was a shit
I
feeling.
felt relief that all of the development it was gone, but I
Yeah,
also felt
same.
I felt melancholy because I didn't have anything to work on, and I'm to be honest feeling this exact feeling after Greg's Christmas
For me,
because I'm
like
not work.
not fully, cause like yeah, same for the first like month, not month, like week. Like I wanted to do something again. I constantly fucking kept launching Hammer and doing something. Like I was addicted. It was just sad. Like after
Cracking.
releasing, I had a huge ass headache. I couldn't look at Hammer. I wanted just to fucking disappear. Fuck everything.
I could finally like relax and like play Teardown Part 2. I could finally focus on my other life stuff. I could finally focus on,
Yeah, same.
you know, getting my mental health better. And like, I'm gonna say this, working on Greg's Christmas worsened it so much. It was so stressful. It took such a toll on my mental health. I was like super depressed and stressed during the entire thing.
Yeah,
I could
same.
barely sleep at night because I was thinking of Greg's Christmas.
Yeah, same. Like for you,
I was,
like look from my perspective. Like you couldn't do anything but you wanted, and for me, you couldn't do anything, and I was the only one who could do something. So the everything was on me. Like if I don't fix something, it's on me. Like I had to fix everything. Like the last week was just fixing bugs. That's it.
yeah, I wanted to help you so much.
I know. You still
I
help me
wanted to
though
help.
with like quests and shit.
Yeah, I wanted to help more. I wanted to do so much more, but like I couldn't, and it pissed me off, and it stressed me because I was putting so much like work on you, and it made me feel like worse. But
Yeah.
now, like after the release of Greg's Christmas, we were just pissed. We were gonna originally record this podcast like 2 days after the release, once we've gathered like all our thoughts. But I mean, it took like a couple weeks before we finally did it. So
We didn't do it at first. Like I didn't want to talk about it. Like, and another thing, we wanted to record the podcast instantly, but like I was like, let's not do it because we were negative as hell. We fucking hated the mod. If we recorded the podcast instantly, the podcast would be like, hey guys, we finished Hobo Life Greg's Christmas. I fucking hate
it
it. It's
fucking
trash.
sucks. I hate it. I hate it so. But
Worst
like
mod.
looking back, we could take a more like detailed and like
Yeah, I
critical
know
review of
that we like
what
took
we
a
wanted to do.
rest, like a good break from it.
Because
Uh,
we really needed that so fucking
Yeah.
much.
Okay, wait. Let's look at like what like at Hobo Life Greg's Christmas. What do you regret?
Um, I regret that we had to cut content.
Yeah, and we ran short on time.
I regret having to fucking yeah, I regret having to postpone the actual development time from November to December because I didn't want to work on the quests.
Oh yeah, you like first you somehow got burnt out way faster than me. Like you got burnt out like in the first month. I don't know how the hell it happened to you.
I guess it was school, I don't know.
Yeah, probably because like for me, my school, I was like a bit chill at school. Like I didn't have any like exams tests, anything, not exams tests, anything. So I was like chilling. But later I wasn't. But another thing, what do you like? What did you learn from this?
I learned that you should never work on under a really strict time limit. Like even if
Yeah,
it's a even if it's a small mod, never do it. Give yourself time. Like work on the shit you wanted to do. Like
yeah, like oh
we
my,
should have just continued working on Hobo Life 2. Because if we did that, we could have gone out with a much better mod. But I think the reason we did Greg's Christmas was to test out if we could do the shit we wanted to do with Hobo Life 2.
dude, that thing was supposed to take like 2 weeks of development. It didn't take 2 weeks. Took way more, and like 80, actually 70% of the development was just me fixing bugs. All I did was fix bugs every day. It was so fucking annoying. Like,
Yeah,
like you have to think like, how can players break this? What if they like start two quests at the same time? What if they like fucking I don't know, like they kill them while talking. What will activate at that time? Like, will it break? You have to think of everything. Then playtesters somehow still break it, and you have to like keep fixing it. That adds more entity stuff, and like you just reach the limits. But yeah, after making Hobo Life, we felt relieved and shit. At least
I
from my
felt,
experience.
yeah, I was pissed,
I was
but
not
you
happy
know,
with the
like,
mod. Like I'm still not. Like I love how it looks, but I'm not happy with the content it has. I
I
wish it
think
had
it,
more.
I think the only thing I did right with the mod was probably the main menu soundtrack Snowfall and like the actual map itself, cuz
Yeah.
that's good. We did a really good job on that. Like I think it's way more detailed and like indicative of what a city should look like.
And the roads are still like broken. Like we tried drawing cars on Gmod on that map, it didn't work at all. Like it's so small. But so it kinda makes no sense, but I mean it makes the city look maybe bigger if the roads
It
are like
also makes no
I'm not
sense
sure.
how cars are there even though there are no ways for cars to get in or out of the.
Yeah, I can
You
actually
know?
explain the lore, how the cars got in for the people that are interested. So basically, in the second city where Hobo Life Greg's Christmas is based, you know how like there's the like where change used to be. Basically, back then, like before change, there was like a road, like a tunnel through the building. You could like drive cars through there, but like people drove cars into the city, and then fucking change built their hut there, so no one could get their cars out. So that's the
I think we're
story.
giving we're giving exposition. Hey, I'll just say it right now. For anyone wondering, Greg is a schizophrenic. I'm the
Yes.
writer. I confirmed it. So if you're ever wondering why everything's so crazy, then it's
We
because
should like do a Q&A later
no
about
one's gonna
like
ask questions.
probably.
But
Yeah.
but hey, it was yeah. Let's talk. Should we talk about the
Gmod
workshop?
workshop experience, I guess.
Oh, so you
Uh
were pissed.
yeah,
How
like
was?
we released it on the workshop and it okay, look, it got way more popular than we expected it to be. Actually no. Wait, no, no, no. It didn't get popular at all. Like it didn't. Like I'm not salty about it. The mod sucks, but like we released the sandbox version of Greg's Christmas, and then first, well, the normal version of Greg's
That
Christmas with
got
the events,
popular.
and then sandbox. And the fucking sandbox version got more popular than the story one. What the fuck?
I remember like just hanging out on a Gmod server with a
Yeah.
friend, and you messaged me saying, "I'm fucking pissed," like saying how fucking angry you were that like the sandbox version was more popular than like the actual
Dude, we
version.
could have made that in like 2 weeks and like have it top one. Like, what the fuck? We could have
it
made it
got
better
like
and stuff.
it got on the featured mods on like the third page.
Yeah. I was like, why? And it has like more views or something than the actual. But the thing, like, it's fine. I don't care. At least they're playing our map. But and another thing, I'm glad that people are liking our work. Like that map, at least, like imagine someone like boots up that map and they play it. I like that. That's nice.
Like, I like that people, as long as you enjoy our work, like, I think I'm gonna sound a bit egotistical right now, but we're very like, I think from our perspective, from what we've experienced as well, a lot of the content in the modding community, like that gets popular, you can tell that it's like the people working on it probably didn't really give that much like soul or something in it.
Not
Like
everything.
they're pretty low quality. A lot of the mods you see on ModDB and like stuff like that is like if they're not made by well respected people like Beef Bacon or some shit, then it's gonna be like either someone's first map or like
Their second map.
yeah, the second map or like I don't know where all of the modders are. I know they've all migrated to Map Labs because that's where all of the content is nowadays. Like,
Yeah, like with mods. I
I
mean, there are
think,
some pretty cool stuff coming up, but yeah, we kind of
yeah,
went off
much of
topic.
the stuff, much of the stuff never gets released anyways. And I
Yeah,
think we stood out because we released something and we made a feel with the mod that really differentiates from what you'd expect. Like, we didn't make it feel grimy and like dark like the original Half-Life 2 is. We made it feel goofy and like really bizarre and absurd, because that's actually what Hobo Life is. It's supposed to be absurd. You're supposed to experience it your way, and you're supposed to interpret everything you can in your way. You're not supposed to watch a let's play of it or something, because we want you to make sense of what you see around you. Like, each character wants to say something, and it's up to you to interpret what they're saying. That's why everything is just so abstract. That's why everyone is talking about so abstract things. If you look like th- every single newspaper and like payphone in Hobo Life, you could read that. Like, most of them are just inside jokes, but like, if you look deeper into Hobo Life, you can really tell. Like, you can make out a story. Like, you can make out a story there. There is a story, but you just have to look for it.
yeah. There are actually people who like looked for it and actually found a lot of stuff. Like, dude, remember the comment on like Gmod on the Gmod version of Greg's Christmas?
Dude
The,
wrote an essay.
yeah, like some guy wrote an essay about Hobo Life, Greg's Christmas, like about everything, and
I read it. I read it, and I was like, is this dude serious?"
like I laughed for like I woke up, I opened Steam, and I just see that I fucking laughed. It was so funny, but like good. I felt like good. Like whenever people say anything good about Hobo Life, I just feel really good. And when they like be critical about it, I feel good too. Cause like I wanna hear what's bad with it. Like when people tell it's
Uh,
really nice. I know what's
let
bad
me
with it, but you know.
let me read it out.
Okay.
Oh fuck! Wait, let me. This map made me want to shed tears. I genuinely love the creative storytelling. Frankly, I'd say throughout the whole workshop, this has to be the greatest story game I've ever played. Lucas, Bulldogs, The Secret, it's truly great. It truly makes you feel as if you are a hobo in this world. I love the game's characters, environment, and the newly added areas. I don't know anyone who would ever download this map. This map is pure greatness. I don't know how one person, maybe even two, came up with this great idea. The protagonist is even greater. Greg, our character, experiences the hardships without cocaine, and you can really feel his emotions and great loss. It gives the same purpose, objective, and I love the secrets and Easter eggs. You put blood, sweat, and tears into this work. I love the map I love this map, and the mod creators did a spontaneous job. Whether or not you had enough time to work on it, me and my friends were satisfied. It's surprising how small developers creating mods can do better than some AAA game developers. No matter what everybody says, this game was super califragilisticexpialidocious. Keep up the work. None of this is sarcasm. Create the maps the way you want to, and don't let anything hold you back. You're a developer. You're only one person. That's a lie. And I love that you created this map. Do what you do the best.
I mean, people don't know how. Like, you just don't know how and who made it. But like, yeah. I mean,
Reading that, I was like, this has to be sarcastic.
yeah. At first, it sounded sarcastic as hell. But like, if you look deeper at the comment, he said everything about them all.
But like, I could tell, like, most, like, looking at how AAA game developers make their stuff, like, yeah, I agree. We put more work and effort and love into what we did. Like,
It's not the
fuck,
greatest thing, but
it's not the greatest, but like, at least we made a good fucking a working map at launch.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say it works for like 90% of the people. The fucking cube maps don't work, but you know, who cares?
Skill issue.
But yeah, like comments like these, like even if you like say this was great, I fucking read that with a huge ass smile. Like
Yeah.
I just feel great because like when we were making it, we thought everyone was gonna hate it, and actually when we released it, I'm not gonna name who, but like the first people who played it, they didn't really like it. They just said
Yeah.
it's short, it's cool, and like that made me feel really bad. I felt like I fucking disappointed them, and yeah, I felt really bad for like the entire week until like other people played it, and like no one really said good things about it or like bad things. Wait. So like bad things, no one said that because they didn't want to make us feel bad because they understood the situation. But like good things, I understand because it wasn't great. Like people who like sometimes showed up and like said good things, it's just nice to hear. Like thanks.
It's nice to hear people, appreciate your work. It really is. Like, I think it was the payoff we got of like working so hard on something.
Like reading those
And
comments, like that's the greatest like accomplishment I can get. Like when people say something about it, that's all I really care.
there's no comparable feeling to when someone says like something that I just read. Well, okay, well, what should we talk about now that
Um.
we've said a lot of shit?
All right. So yeah, we released it. We felt bad, and yeah, I sound tired because I had to run downstairs a bit.
People, people enjoyed it, so
Not the people like people enjoyed it, but like I'm just
no,
disappointed with the mod. I don't know.
yeah. Let's
Thanks to
talk
everyone
about.
who likes it.
Should we talk about future projects?
Yeah, we can do that. This podcast is gonna be a bit longer than the usual, but it's fine.
So let's. Should we break the news about Hobo Life?
Let's do. I mean, like 5 people are gonna listen to this, so
Yeah, but
you can say it.
yeah, Hobo Life 2 is not getting made. Uh, yeah, it's not gonna get made because there's a lot of reasons. One is engine limitations. We learned a very valuable lesson about Greg's Christmas, and that was Source fucking hates large maps. It'll do
No
anything
wonder.
in its yeah, it'll do anything in its power to fuck up anything you've done. It's not funny. And after Greg's Christmas, we quickly realized that making Hobo Life 2, with the amount of content that we had planned,
It's
it
impossible.
wasn't. It's impossible.
Like
I
I
mean,
want to say something.
if we do a different dialogue, like the dialogue system we have now is very unoptimized,
Yeah.
but even if we change it to actual animations and like choreo scenes and like better scripted sequences that are optimized, even if we do any of that, it's probably not even gonna work.
Another thing, we wanted you like to be able to peek through like keyholes, be able to turn on the sink, be able to turn on a microwave, break into houses, get the police on you from breaking
Like
into houses,
a
a minimap, advanced
a true
like talking system to people, for example,
like
like a dialogue
like a
tree.
dialogue system, kind of similar to like, if anyone here has played something like New Vegas, like Fallout New Vegas, or like Skyrim or something like that, where there's a dialogue system, or like Mass Effect, something like that.
It's
And we
just,
also had plans for an inventory system, but we realized pretty quickly we know how to do it,
but
kind of, but
source.
like it's it's probably not worth it.
Yeah, I mean, we could technically make Hobo Life 2, for example, like if we like like that probably no one here will know that guy, but like there's this guy called Phone Lock Screen or something, I forgot. And his
Phone
one
clock
of
screen.
yeah, one of his maps have like this city, like tall buildings, like it looks detailed, even though it's like just copy pasted from like 2 floors, but like still looks detailed. Wires everywhere, like this gloomy look. My chair is dying. This this gloomy look and so on. We could do that, but then I mean, yeah, it will be like would be content limited, but like it would have like narrower streets, and it would feel more like alive than it actually is. So we could do it. Like, do we really want to do that?
Another reason, which leads perfectly into this, is creative direction. We don't have a lot of creative direction, is the thing. Like, once, like, we've already decided exactly what Hobo Life is about with Greg's Christmas and Hobo Life 1.
Yeah,
And
like changing it wouldn't be cool. Like my idea.
if we change too much with how it will feel, then it wouldn't be Hobo Life anymore. We would have to call it something else. Fucking Homeless Live
Dude, look,
Live or
we could
something.
change, like, you know how like this like games of like that have like sequels, they always like usually feel like way different but like feel way better too.
A,
We
a
could
good
do that, but like I
a
don't know
good
if I
thing
wanna
would
like work on like these like small mods that
a
have
good
like
thing
huge entity limits.
yeah, a good thing would be like GTA, like the GTA series. If we look back, San Andreas, Vice City, and 3, they are supposed to be like within the same, like, they're supposed to be sequels to each other and stuff like that. But if you really think about it, they are not in any way. Vice City and San Andreas alone, they are incomparable to each other. They are not the same game
Yeah.
at all. If you talk if we're talking, let's talk a bigger leap. If we're talking Red Dead 1 and Red Dead 2, in every single aspect they are completely different.
Haven't played
But
none
like
of them.
I haven't played Red Dead 1 sadly, but
How do you know that it's different?
because I've watched the gameplays and shit of it. But
Oh, okay.
anyway,
Like
like
entity
it is
limits. We can't cram everything into one map. Even if we do the idea I just told, it would still reach the entity limits in no time,
we're
considering how
gonna
much
have to
stuff we want
cut.
to do.
We're gonna have to cut so much, and I have like an idea that like if you like at some point halfway through the game it changes map to another one with the content that we want. But if we do that, then a lot of the stuff won't be carried over. But we can probably fix that with some story elements, so it would probably be possible.
But is it worth?
Is it worth it? That's the big thing. Is it worth
Let's
it to do?
let's talk about the future projects.
So we want to do something like
Should we really reveal not everything, but like let's just say what we want to do.
let's reveal. Here's some of the things that we want to do. We want to do either a high octane like action oriented game with a deep storyline, deja vu to something related to a hotline and a certain Miami based game, but like um we also had plans for normal life.
Yeah, normal life. I
Normal
still
life.
love the idea of it. I wish that was a game. I would play it
Yeah,
myself.
I think the general idea is that you play as Greg from Hobo Life, and
Pre-sequel, probably. Not
it's a
probably.
prequel to
Prequel, yeah.
where he spirals into depression and shit. But like no one cares about that. It's
Yeah.
it's funny. It's funny.
So our upcoming project will be a standalone game.
Yeah,
That's what we're thinking at
probably.
least.
I'm gonna say we're probably gonna sell it for money because we're not doing this shit for free. If we want to put this, realistically, we're doing this for like experience, right?
Yeah, right now we're doing it for the experience. Like I
So
love the experience.
if you can't put Hobo Life on a resume. So
Yeah.
we want to make something that we can actually show off. Like, hey, I made this. Check this out, and like link
Yeah.
them like a link. Like no one's gonna wanna fucking put you on a game development team because you
Yeah, like
made something.
imagine like this guy, Neddy. He has made Hobo Life. The fucking
I'd turn you down immediately. Like,
yeah, they would be like, what the fuck is Hobo Life? Why is he putting meme games? What the fuck? Like, that's
I
another
like it.
reason. I'm not sure if I can even be a game developer because like I'm really bad at coding. So I mean I could be level designer or something. Like I should
Yeah,
learn
same.
modeling.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, and the game we're planning to make, yeah, like North said, what type of like hotline type, that Miami game. Why are we not saying the full name?
Hotline Miami type of game, but we want to make something like that, but we
Or
don't.
or
Or
like normal life type stuff. Like
yeah, I want to make a hyper stylized game, but
with like
um,
and good art
yeah,
style,
like
unique.
with like a really like a hyper stylized game, like with a really focused art style that never deviates. But if you're gonna wanna do that, you have to get a really fucking good idea, and that's a problem we are at right now. We don't have a good idea, a solid idea that we can really focus on. Normal Life was a very loose idea. We were doing kind of whatever we wanted to do with it. With
Yeah,
Hobo
but now
Life
we
was
need to be
perfect.
original.
Hobo Life was perfect because we already had the idea. We had an idea and we could go somewhere with it. But now we can't do anything. So
Yeah,
that's a bit of a problem.
yeah. Right now we just have to find the perfect art style, the perfect gameplay, and just decide what engine to make it on. We're thinking to go with Source because it's going to be like free, like for paid mods or games. I don't know how it works. I'm still not sure about anything. Like we're planning to do something. That's all I'm gonna say, and we want to make something good and make it feel not like Source if we use Source engine. But that's probably gonna be a hard thing to get out. Not like yeah. And the art style. Should I tell what kind of art style we're aiming for?
Yeah.
We're aiming for this like PS1 look, PS2 look. I'm not sure. Or like this older art style because I love the vibes and I want the game to feel like this gloomy 2011 rainy days, but
Yeah.
maybe not. I'm not sure yet. Something like that. We don't have the full ideas. We're still figuring still things out, trying to draw like the textures and stuff. And once we get like a good look of how the game should look like, that's only then we'll start like the prototyping and stuff. I mean, we are already prototyping. We're not planned. That's all I'm gonna say. We just want to make it perfect. We don't want to release a shit thing. Like we want to make stuff good. Cause like yeah. Like I know we can do good. All right, North.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean with future projects, I think that's it. There's nothing else to say. Like we're right now sitting doing like I'm doing my own stuff, he's doing his own stuff. We're like taking a break because this Hobo Life Greg's Christmas it burnt us
It it
out.
it fucked us up really badly. We need to focus on. I'm gonna say that we need to focus on recovering from the development because it was so stressful, and we need to really like take it easy before we can start doing something new again.
Yeah.
Like I'm focusing more on sharpening my music skills. I need to find a good genre to stick to, and I need to also focus on school and stuff and really building up a career.
For
Because
me,
if I
my
don't
career
really,
is fucked. I don't know what I want to do in the future, but I'm not gonna ramble about that. Let's come
yeah.
to the ending and just say the last things we want. What's the future of this YouTube channel, North?
So the future will probably be more podcasts. We'll be letting you guys in on what we're gonna be doing, and we're gonna be posting more on what we're gonna be doing. We're gonna release like updates
Maybe
on
Q and
what we're
A's
doing.
too. I'm thinking that
Yeah, if we ever do like start working on a project again, which I don't know if we're gonna do soon.
we're gonna
We're definitely
try.
gonna we're gonna do it in the future. We're gonna try to do it.
I just want to say thanks to literally every single one in our Discord community and others who commented and everything else. Like, because of you guys, that's our motivation basically. Like, we really love when like people are looking at our work, because well, like with Hobo Life, we didn't have anyone at first. No one cared about us, but now we have like lots of people caring about us, and like that really means a lot. So thanks to every single person who like commented, like messaged to us, like people DM me saying like thank you for making this, like thanks for saying that, like that means a lot. So like every single one person in the Discord community, thank you. And every single one person who played it, like thanks for playing it. It means a lot. And yeah, I think that's it. I don't really have anything to add up unless you do.
I don't have anything else to add.
Yeah, we said everything. So keep an eye out for new videos. We'll try to make some content, and be
I like how
aware
you're saying
of
this.
the
I like how you're saying
yeah.
this as if anyone is gonna care.
Yeah. And 11 gameplay is here for us, so please help.
We don't know who he is.
Yeah, we don't. All right, thanks for listening to this podcast. It was me, Neddy, and
North. Me.
yeah. Thanks for listening, and see you next time. I don't know when.
Fuck